안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Thursday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-wa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-heritage, K-people, and a special focus on K-pop today. And all of that together with our Thursday co-host, Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa. And hello to everyone joining us today on The Culture Wave. I'm Bella, back again to co-host. And of course, fill you guys in with the latest in K-entertainment.
And Bella, we are actually going to start with K-entertainment today. However, we will have to start on a somber note. South Korea is still battling with the wildfires in the southeastern part of the country. And the little rain that we saw today is not enough to extinguish the fires completely. But we are seeing during these difficult times Korean celebrities helping with some relief efforts. In what kind of way?
So that is right. Korean celebrities have come forward to show support for the wildfire relief efforts by making donations. According to the Korea Disaster Relief Association, on Wednesday, singer-actress Lee Ji-in, better known by IU, donated 200 million won, which is about 136,000 US dollars, expressing hopes that this contribution would be a small help to those affected. JYP Entertainment, an agency for K-pop idol groups Twice, Stray Kids, and ITZY, also donated 500 million won. And just this afternoon, 17 also donated 1 billion won just before the show. In addition, singer-actress Suji, NCT member Mark, and trio singer Lee Chan-won each donated 100 million won. There are so many other more celebrities that have, showing support for the victims of these wildfires, including broadcaster Yoo Jae-seok, actress Kim Ji-won, singer Taeyeon, and virtual idol group Plave.
And the list probably goes on.
Yes.
We've got more members of idol groups, also rapper Lee Young-ji, lots of celebrities trying to help in this situation. But it's not only celebrities, but also the regular citizens like you and I who can support by making donations. Also through these big platforms like search engines or messaging services, they really all serve as platforms for donations in these difficult times.
And also, there's also a part where you can just make donations by commenting as well.
Right, leaving online comments, and then you can donate 1,000 won, for instance, for each comment.
So there's various ways that citizens can also contribute as well.
Exactly, and I know that you and I, we also tried to help by making good use of these platforms. So maybe also our viewers could help by searching on these applications.
Sure.
Now, Bella, we want to move on to our next story now. It's an impressive achievement on the platform Netflix this time. Korean content's doing great.
Not only one, but two of Korean original works on Netflix have topped the global weekly charts. First, the mystery thriller Revelation, starring Yoo Jun-yeol and Shin Hyun-bin, claimed #1 on the global non-English movies chart with 5.7 million views. The film is a story that revolves around a pastor and a detective, each driven by their own beliefs as they pursue a missing person case that forces them to confront their own demons.
Demons can be in various different forms,
right
in this case.
And also topping Netflix chart is When Life Gives You Tangerines. We've talked about this series several times on our show. It has claimed the top spot in Netflix Global Top 10 Non-English Show category with 5.5 million views. This series tells the adventurous life story of the remarkable rebel Esun and unyielding iron Kwan-sik on Jeju Island. Since its premiere on March 7th, the series has earned positive reviews for its heartwarming narrative, bringing both laughter and tears. And the series is actually set to release its final act tomorrow, this Friday. So people who are, watching the series, they'll be probably waiting for that final act to
including myself. Yes, so really great achievements, both for Korean dramas as well as movies on the big platform Netflix. And our last story is another on a film. It's been released here in Korea, but now global viewers are waiting for its release as well.
Yes, so it is about a film, Korean thriller film Streaming, released last week domestically, has achieved pre-sales in 98 overseas countries and territories, gaining a hot response globally. Streaming has completed pre-sales in Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, and France, among other countries and regions. And the release dates have been confirmed for March 27th in Singapore, April 17th in Malaysia, and September 26th in Japan, bringing much anticipation. Streaming starring Kang Han-il is a story about a crime streamer with the highest number of subscribers discovering clues in an unresolved serial murder case and broadcasting the process of tracking this perpetrator in real time.
Sounds exciting, and it looks like some will have to wait a little longer for that. September is the release date for some, but some won't have to wait just until not too long. March 27th in Singapore. Well, thank you very much, Bella, for today's updates.
My pleasure.
Stick around.
Yes, will do.
And now it's time to go over to our AI anchor, Ari, for a number of events coming up, but also certain cancellations due to the ongoing fires. Ari?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. As wildfires rage on for a sixth day across the Gyeongsang region, local governments are canceling or scaling down spring festivals. Dongyong City has postponed the Pongsukgor Flower Outing Festival to next month, while Namhae has also indefinitely postponed the county's flower and bracken festivals originally set for this weekend. Hadong County has canceled the Hwagin Market Cherry Blossom Festival. And Changwon City is considering scaling down events for Jine Gunangje, Korea's largest cherry blossom festival. Asia's largest art fair, Art Basel Hong Kong, has opened at the Hong Kong Convention and Exhibition Center. This year's edition features 240 galleries from 42 countries and regions, with more than half of the participating galleries from the Asia-Pacific region. 20 galleries from Korea are taking part this year, with 9 leading Korean galleries, including Arirang Gallery, Gallery Baton, and Hakgoje Gallery, showcasing works in Art Basel's main gallery section. Art Basel Hong Kong is an annual international art fair and one of the most prominent art events in Asia. Various hands-on programs are in store across Korea commemorating listing of Korea's traditional jangmaking culture as UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. On April 4th, a special event will be held at Gyeongbokgung Palace, offering visitors a chance to experience how jang, or fermented paste, is made. Attendees can explore traditional jang, jars, jang ingredients and tools, learn about related history, and also get a taste of various fermented sauce at the palace's royal kitchen. Reservations will be available through Naver Reservations starting this Friday. Over in Jeollabuk-do Province, Suncheon County, known for its high-quality gochujang, or red pepper paste, will host a series of immersive activities on April 5th, including gochujang making in the traditional Suncheon style. These events aim to promote the value and significance of Korea's jang culture and ensure its preservation and development. That's all from me. Keep it tuned to the Culture Wave.
When heritage meets technology, the Korea Heritage Service has been accumulating detailed measurements and data of traditional gardens and natural landscapes of Korea since 2021. It has now opened an exhibition recreating these scenes in Seoul City Center using digital technology. Lee Eun-jin has the details.
This 6-meter media waterfall is a recreation of the Burilpokpo, or Buril Falls, of Jirisan National Park. If you stand in front of the waterfall, you can experience what feels like the water splitting over your head. Traditional concepts of Korean philosophy are woven into the artworks. And there's also a display of a garden style called Bangjiwondo, which means round island in a square pond.
This garden facility visually displays the concept of Cheonwonjibang, which means that the sky is round and the land is squared. The square pond symbolizes the land and the round island the sky. Major examples in Korea include the Bu Yongji in Tangdeokgung Palace and the Myeongjae Historic House in Nonsan.
Called Myeumwambo, strolling through traditional gardens, The joint exhibition by the Korea Heritage Service and the Sejong Center displays elements of Korean traditional heritage gardens in digital art form. Using cutting-edge technology, visitors are taken through centuries-old landscapes as cultural heritage is transformed into an interactive sensory escape. Divided into 3 sections, visitors start with a calm sit-down on a raised wooden floor and observe digital landscapes unfolding before them. The exhibition showcases various types of media art, some of which use extensive data collected from Korea's most famous historical gardens, including the Secret Garden at Changdeokgung Palace.
I hope visitors can have a time of consolation and healing by experiencing a natural heritage here in the city center.
The serene escape from the hustle and bustle of city life is expected to be popular for both locals and tourists alike. The exhibition runs through April 27th at Sejong Museum of Art in central Seoul. And in September, the Korean Cultural Center UK will open the exhibition in London. 이은진, Arirang News.
즐거운 날이에요. 움츠렸던 어깨 답답한 가슴을 활짝 펴봐요. 가벼운 차림 다정한 옷들과 즐거운 마음으로 들과 산을 뛰며 노래를 불러요. 우리 모두
그대의 웃음소리를 들을 때 그 깊은 눈빛으로 나를 바라볼 때 좋아. 지금 이 순간들에 머물러 해지는 강을 따라 걸을 때 어느새 맞춰오는 걸음을 볼 때 난 좋아.
K-pop is the #1 sector that comes to people's minds when asked about the Korean wave or Hallyu. In today's Hallyu People segment, we meet with a person who is deeply involved in the K-pop scene, and we'll talk about Korean pop music, its global impact, and more. So let's meet Paul Thompson, a K-pop producer and songwriter who is behind numerous hit songs by well-known K-pop artists. And he's also known as MZMC, the founder and CEO of MZMC Inc. Welcome, Paul.
Hello, Paul.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thanks
nice
for having me.
You.
Thanks for joining us on the program. Now, first of all, why don't we start with a brief introduction of yourself for the Cultural Wave viewers?
Okay, my name is Paul. I'm a songwriter, producer. I'm from California originally, and then I moved out to Korea in, I think, early 2013. And I've been here ever since, and working on K-pop and building kind of my own company and things like that. Yeah.
Right. And Paul, you have been behind more than 100 K-pop songs. So could you please introduce us to a few of them, maybe some that are very meaningful to you, and also which K-pop artists have you worked with?
So I spent a lot of my career working with SM Entertainment. And I'm most well known, or my music is mostly associated with EXO. So I did a lot of their bigger songs, like a song called Love Shot, a song called Tempo, Coco Bop, Dancing King, which is a song with Yoo Jae-suk and EXO. But I also did a lot with NCT as well. I did their debut song, 7 Cents, and worked on Cherry Bomb and a lot of that. So the majority of my career has been working with SM entertainment artists, but I've also worked with other groups like The Boys and Kang Daniel. I did a lot of work for Kang Daniel and things like that. So yeah, I've done a lot.
Wow. I think everyone who's interested in K-pop, these names that you mentioned says a lot to them.
Right.
And I particularly like the song by Jisoo, Love Me Again. I think that was one that you put a lot of efforts in, right?
Yeah, I haven't heard anyone say that in such a long time. That was one of the first K-pop songs I ever did. I originally worked for JYP Entertainment,
right.
and Jisoo was there, and we wrote that song in my apartment. That a long time ago. That's 2014. And yeah, that was one of the first things. I think that was the second K-pop song that ever got released that I did.
Well, that shows how long I've been into K-pop or how old I am.
No.
Definitely a lot of big names there, and the songs, you know, you've mentioned, I'm sure many viewers, and including myself and you, of course, will know the songs. And now you have been in this Korean K-pop industry for now over 10 years, you know, worked with JYP Entertainment and also SM Entertainment, working with big names. How did it all start? Please tell us about your journey, you know, all the way through K-pop industry.
Okay, it's the most random story ever because I was in the United States, and I was a songwriter back there, but I didn't gain too much success in LA. And then I moved back to my hometown area of San Francisco and was just working in a different industry. I decided to move to Korea to become an English teacher. So I came out to be an English teacher, but after about 6 months, I was cast by JYP Music Publishing, which is basically like songwriter management. They heard some of my old music. So then they signed me, and I started writing music for JYP, but I didn't really know how to write K-pop, so I wasn't very good at it. And then I worked with Jisoo, and that was really the only artist I had any success with at JYP. But then eventually I moved over, after about 2 years, I moved over to SM Entertainment, and that's kind of where my career kind of blossomed from there. And then about 2019, I left SM Entertainment, started my own company, and then I started kind of working for other companies on a kind of consulting basis. And then I started developing my own artists and things like that. And that's where we are now.
Amazing. You know, you never know how life turns out. One day you're in the US, the next day you're in Korea, one day you're a teacher, and now you're a K-pop producer.
Yeah, I was only supposed to be here for 1 year.
Oh, and now it
really?
turns out you're here for like 13 years.
13 years, yeah. 13, 1 year just kept going, now
You
it's 13.
definitely don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
we're glad that you are here for that long time and have been producing these great songs. Now, let's talk a little bit more about K-pop. So, speaking as an expert, what are the unique characteristics of K-pop? You can talk about the musical aspects such as lyrics or the rhythm or the melody. Could you tell us more about it?
I think I like to split K-pop into kind of 2 categories, which is idol music, which is the groups, and then just Korean music, which is what I would consider like IU, which is just Korean music, not in the idol form, right? And so I've worked primarily in the idol world. And so the unique aspects of that are, because it's a group, you have to construct a song keeping in mind all of those members and all of the skills and parts of the song that they need to contribute to. So that means that songs tend to be a little bit longer in terms of length, and they also have more sections to them.
Right.
You're going to have very distinct parts. If they have a rapper, you're going to have a distinct rap section. You're going to have a distinct high melody section that's going to be for the singer. You want a more danceable section for the lead dancer and things like that. So you always have to think about that. You also have to think about the vocal range is going to be very different, because there's, you know, some groups have 9 members or they have 5 members, and so you have to be cognizant of where you're putting your melodies and how you're writing your melodies. And I think just in general, because K-pop is so specifically focused on the performance aspect and the choreography aspect, you have to make music that's danceable. If you can't make music that's danceable, I mean, not everything is a dance song, but for the most part, all the titles or the singles, they have to have some danceable element to it. So it's going to be a little bit more up-tempo, a little bit more fun.
And there has to be always that catchy part, right?
Of course, yeah. You have to have that. They have a word in Korean, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong. It's like bong or something like that. JY used to tell me about it, but it's like you have to have this moment where it just kind of explodes, and that's the part that everybody remembers, which is common in lots of music, but specifically in K-pop, it has to have that element.
Right.
And so yeah, we try to put that in our music.
Wow, a lot of characteristics that we didn't even know about. Things to consider with the members and the parts. What do you think? Working in this K-pop industry for now over 10 years, what sets K-pop apart from other music? What do you think? Why do you think K-pop is so popular these days globally, right? So what do you think contributes to gaining that popularity?
I think K-pop, what makes it specifically unique in this time of music is it's a spectacle. So everything about it is big, right? From the outfits, from the styling to the music video production is very, very high quality. And we're in a day and age in music where Western labels do not want to spend money, whereas K-pop labels want to spend money and show this kind of spectacle. It's about the performance aspect of it, and you have the fandom aspects too, which is really, really important in K-pop. And so when you add all of that, it's something that doesn't really exist. It used to exist in other kind of forms of music, but it doesn't really exist anymore. This kind of just doing things big and beautiful and unique. And so I think that's kind of what people are attracted to. It's its own thing. So.
Now, Paul, since you've been in this industry now for such a long time, it's not just about the music. We see you're an expert in the groups as a whole as well. And I hear that your label is actually preparing to debut a girl group. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, I've been preparing a girl group for about 5 years.
Wow.
This specific group, which is, they're called VVS, they haven't debuted yet. They debut April 22nd. And then their debut album is May 19th. But yeah, so I've been developing these specific girls for about 3 years. And just one day I decided, I was doing music for everyone else. And I was kind of, when you work for someone, you have to do what they want, right? Which is fine, which is great. And then after a while I said, there's types of music I want to do and I want to hear. And so it's like, I got to do it myself. If I don't do it myself, I won't be able to actually show the world where I think K-pop can go. And so I did it. And so now it's been a long process and we're about a month away from debut.
April 22nd.
April 22nd.
Marking the calendar.
And in May, you said the
19th?
full album is coming out?
Their first mini album comes May
Nice.
19th, and then their debut title comes April 22nd.
Wow, looking forward to that group.
Yeah.
VVS, you said?
VVS.
Okay.
VVS.
Yes.
We'll keep an eye out for that for sure. And there's also existing so-called localized K-pop groups like NiziU and Cat's Eye as well. What do you think about this adaptation of Korean Idol training system abroad?
That's an interesting question because I've always gone back and forth on this. I think the K-pop system works very well for K-pop, and I think that in certain cultures it'll work, and in certain cultures it'll be a little bit more difficult to adapt. But I do think that Cat's Eye and NiziU are good examples of it working, of it being implemented very well, and I think there's going to be more of that in the future, but we'll see. Well, I mean, we'll see. It's a very unique system, and it was obviously developed in Korea. So obviously, there's going to be some cultural aspects of that are very important to keep, and so we'll see how it works in other cultures. Yeah.
And also, Paul, speaking of the future, where do you see the K-pop business in a decade from now?
Ooh, decade.
A decade. I actually think it's being split into two sides, which is music that is specifically made for the Korean general public, and then music that is specifically made for more of the Western audiences. Like you can see the Blackpink members, but there is some overlap there, and I think that split is just going to get wider and wider, but not in a negative sense, but just in it'll just grow into more forms of K-pop. If that makes sense, and there'll be more choices for people to make, and there's different versions of it. I think it'll be really cool. And that's why I really like what's going on with the Blackpink members and BTS before that. It leads the way for other opportunities, but I also think that stuff that's going on in Korea is really awesome too. So.
And we hope that you're going to be contributing to that K-pop industry in the years to come. Well, thank you very much, Paul, for sharing your story today. It was really fun. And once VVS debuts, maybe they could join us on the show someday as well.
Sure.
Yeah, that would be great. I have a couple English speakers on that.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul,
Yeah,
for
thank you.
today.
Paul.
Thank you.
And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to see you back here tomorrow.
Yes, I'll see you back tomorrow.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave for your daily dose of K-culture issues. Thanks for watching.